Welcome to the Quick Galloper YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell.
Starter now looks to be ready. They're off for the first. Almost perfect start. Big LA gets a good one. Native Flyer is there. Bubbling War on the outside. Total Velocity now making ground on the inside rail. Slam Sharp right on the heels. Just about 5 lengths separates that bunch as they race past the 5. Good Conscience a further 2 lengths back in behind that group. Costa Living on the rail. My Eclipse out wide. Chublu now asked to get going. And Secret Sensation last of the pack as they've left the half mile and run passing the 7th, 16th. Big LA charting the course. Opens up a 4-length advantage over Bubbling Warrior. 2 to Slam Sharp. Total Velocity a length under tailback and running in 4th. Costa Living now asked to go. Native Flyer and the Oryx Hills is on the outside of horses as they charge away now, leaving the 5-16. Good Conscience asked to make ground for what looks to be an improbable position. Chublu racing toward the back along with My Eclipse and Secret Sensation, but they're into the lane. They've got to catch a Big LA and the track playing for speed. It is Big LA out in front with a 4-length lead. Slam Sharp in pursuit. Bubbling Warrior right alongside. Costa Living asked to make ground on the outside, but it is Big LA with that lead beginning to tie up just a little bit, but still holding on to a 1.5 length advantage as Slam Sharp sprout swings and begins to fly on the outside. Slam Sharp well timed by Tevin Foster beats Big LA, Costa Living, Good Conscience, and Chublu.
And now they're off and racing. Missing it badly and left at the back of the field. That's Successful Man. As wanting that lead, that's a Titan Tempo. So Titan Tempo brings them coming toward the 6. Titan Tempo right there too. That's Hickory Slim. Design Diva watches them from 3rd, just behind Design Diva and coupling up on the rail. That's the Soul Warrior. Then comes Rocola and about 6 or 7 or 8 lengths out of it. That's Successful Man. They go past the 5 and Hickory Slim now goes on to take it. Hickory Slim in front, run the inside. That's the Soul Warrior right there too. In between horses, Titan Tempo just on the outside. Design Diva about 4 or 5 lengths to Rocola on another 6 to Successful Man as they head toward the 3 furlong point. Hickory Slim in the slot this afternoon, about 3 lengths in front. Design Diva going down threateningly on the outside and also coming on the inside. That's the Soul Warrior still in between horses. That's Titan Tempo and the trailing pair of Successful Man and Rocola. They're at the top of the lane in the slop, and it's Hickory Slim in front and traveling well. Titan Tempo trying to come back. It's Hickory Slim just about a furlong and a half to travel. Titan Tempo, these two are matching stride. Hickory Slim and Titan Tempo. Design Diva out wide. Hickory Slim, Titan Tempo. Titan Tempo looks to be traveling the better. Hickory Slim is not giving in an inch. It's Titan Tempo in front. Hickory Slim still fighting on. Titan Tempo, Hickory Slim, Titan Tempo. Titan Tempo, hard-fought victory over Hickory Slim. Then comes Rocola back in 4th. That's Successful Man.
One mile the trip. They're off. Benison just a shade slowly out. 4:30 took off quickly. I'm outstanding in the early fracas. Brahma Bull is right there too. Star Quest close up. These in a very tight clump. They're followed by Bob the Builder tracking them. Lockdown is next and Benison at the back of the field. They make their way toward the final 6 on the back stretch. 4:30 on the outside now moves up to make eye contact with Brahma Bull as they pass the 6. 2.5 to 3 lengths back to I'm Outstanding. There goes Bob the Builder now moving down into 3rd. I'm Outstanding left back in 4th. Star Quest a length and a tail in behind him. And then we have a gap opening up to the trailing pair as they leave the 5. Benison on the outside, locked down on the rail. They're about to arrive at the half mile and go rushing into that turn, and 430 has now taken charge up front, opening up a length and a half quickly. Bob the Builder in hot pursuit. Brahma Bull now asked to go closer as they leave the 7/16. Star Quest is under a bit of an urge. Am Outstanding races back, just possibly 6 lengths off that lead. A break of some 4.5 to Benison, and Lockdown yet to get going. They're passing the 5/16th and coming into the lane. 430 attacked now by Brahma Bull, who hugs the inside. And Brahma Bull and 430 are the first to turn in. Star Quest is in the center. Bob the Builder will take the widest route. Lockdown now beginning to make a late kick, but it is Brahma Bull continuing to show them his rear end as they're about to arrive at the furlong pole. Brahma Bull with the lead. Here is Benison now set alight in the center. Brahma Bull being caught by Benison, and now Benison goes on. Benison kicks in the final stage. It's a crippling move, and Brahma Bull has no answers to it. Benison will come away to take it easily over Brahma Bull, then Lockdown in third. Star Quest is fourth. Bob the Builder is fifth.
And now he sends them on their way. Nala's Bushman is the last to leave the gate, as Sir Wang Don wants that lead. Heroine is also right on the outside. Sir Wang Don in front of Heroine. Then comes Superior back there. That's Lord of Agilon. Then comes Always Right and Empress in the Breeze. Just behind them, that Silent Cat. Then tailing off a bit, that's Bubbling Brown Sugar, and left out of it, that's Nala's Bushman. They go down the backstretch and head towards the 5. And it is Sir Wang Don. Erwin attacking on the outside. They're about 4 or 5 or 6 lengths in front of racing back there in third. And now going into third, that's Always Right, right against the Real Superior. Then comes Lord of Agilon, another 3 or 4 before we come to Empress in the Breeze. 6 to Silent Cat, and another 4 or so to Bubbling Brown Sugar. And you can forget about Nala's Bushman for now as they head toward the 3. And on that lead, Sir Wang Don kicks again. Sir Wang Don is in front. 4 lengths coming to the 2.5 furlong point. 4 lengths in front of Heroine. Recovering and coming on. That's Always Right. Superior is still there, still fighting on Lord of Agilon. They're splashing at the top of the lane, and it is Sir Wang Don in front. Sir Wang Don still coming on the inside. That is Heroine also coming down the middle. Always Right, but Sir Wang Don in front, but the stride shortening on Sir Wang Don. As Always Right comes the call in, and Always Right up to the front of the furlong pole. It's Always Right in front of Sir Wang Don coming out wide. That's Bubbling Brown Sugar running on late, but Always Right has flown the coop in the rain. Always Right is the double for trainer Mikey Marlowe. Always Right sprinting off and sprinting clear. Got tight for second. Sir Wang Don and Bubbling Brown Sugar also tied for fourth. That's Silent Cat and Lord of Agilon.
They're off. Fort Haldane gets a good start. So too a Plum in the early exchanges. Oh My Gosh is racing near the stand fence. But they race away now. They've covered just about the first furlong. Speed on Wheels the Grey begins to tack toward the center. Fort Haldane is in a handy spot. Don't Tell Lulu close enough if good enough. The Queen's Bee racing nearer to us in the light blue silks as they make their way now toward the final quarter. They're coming out of the chute. A Plum is traveling powerfully. So too the Queen's Bee. Fort Haldane, though, looks to have the overall advantage. Speed on Wheels on the far side. Way over on the far side, that's a Lucky Pepper. And right against the rail, that's Body Move. But they come thundering down the stretch. Fort Haldane, just that leader. Don't Tell Lulu now putting in a challenge with Speed on Wheels. Lucky Pepper is also on the premises. Dark Matter under the stand fence. It's Don't Tell Lulu and Fort Haldane going at it. Don't Tell Lulu now begins to come away in the end. And Don't Tell Lulu wins by a length or more. Fort Haldane second. Undeclared War is third. Speed on Wheels is fourth. Lucky Pepper is fifth.
Strike 4, they're off and racing. Missing the break badly, that's a wonderful vision, racing at the back of the field. as Social Storm wants that lead, mixing it up with Dark Authority on that lead. Right against defense, that Swashbuckler out there in the middle. Sonador is right up with the group. Also coming on, that's El Capitan as they make their way passing the three. It is a Social Storm blazing the trail on that lead, about 3 or 4 lengths in front of racing in second Sonador, right against the rail. And coming on, that's Dark Authority. They're at the top of the lane, out wide to that I Love Birdie, but it is Social Storm splashing the mud at them. Coming to the furlong pole, it's Social Storm in front. Dark Authority has no answer. I Love Birdie running on encouragingly, but this Social Storm is not messing around and loving the slop this afternoon. Social Storm sprinting clear. Social Storm and the Clive Lynch landing this one. I Love Birdie second. Then comes Dark Authority. Sonador is fourth. Back in fifth. Swashbuckler.
They're off. Midnight Storm comes out at the back with Time Bomb and Skedaddle. Warrior Stomp grabs an early lead, chased by Planner a length down. Prince Daniel rushing up now to take them on as they're arriving at the 5. Sweetburn races next, possibly 3.5 to 4 off that lead. Sweet CW Treasure right on the tail end of those. This group covered by maybe 5 lengths. Time Bomb, a gap opens up to that one. Midnight Storm making ground and Skedaddle planted at the back. They've left the half mile. The pace should quicken as they go flashing past the 7th, 16th, and Planner out wide shows a narrowly on that lead. Sweetburn is right there too as they go flashing past the 3. Sweetburn occupies the rail. Planner in between horses. CW Treasure now racing out wide of them. Prince Daniel in behind them. Time Bomb races up next as they come thundering into the top of the lane, and the Planner has that lead. CW Treasure, the favourite, now unleashed. Prince Daniel is trying to make ground against the rail. Sweetburn is coming with a run in between horses, but it is Planner out in front, spraying them with mud and water as they leave the furlong pole. Planner out in front. CW Treasure trying to make an impression, but can't. It is Planner in full flight inside the final 16. Planner and terrific Tevin Foster. He has a double. He eases down the win by maybe 5. CW Treasure and Time Bomber next, then Prince Daniel and Sweetburn.
Started holding this field. Now he lets them go. And that's a beautiful line. No one wants to lead. Well, coupling up on the inside, the very speedy hit and run. Tigray Express slotted on the outside. They're just in front of Little Grover Thing racing back there in third, in fourth, and coming around, that's Dimitri P. Then comes General Chief, T. Brady, and left at the back of the field, a Casual Peach. They head towards the 4, and these two are sparring for it on the rail. Hit and run on the outside, Tigray Express. They're about 3 lengths in front of Little Grovey Thing. Another 4 before we come to Dimitri P. Creeping up on Dimitri P is inside. That's and now overtaken. That's General Chief. Another 5 before we come to T. Brady, and left out of it, Casual Peach. They head towards the 2.5 furlong point, and they're still sparring up front. Tigray Express on the outside. Hit and run on the inside. Glued together as they come spinning into that turn. It is a hit and run. Tigray Express is right there too, also coming on. That's General Chief beginning to finish with purpose. It's still hit and run. Margin just hanging on, but General Chief coming down the middle, purposely coming on the inside too. That's Dimitri P. Little Grovey Thing is also in the mix. It's a mad scramble. Who wants the money? General Chief and Little Grovey Thing. General Chief just doing the better from Little Grovey Thing. General Chief goes on to beat Little Grovey Thing. Then comes hit and run. Dimitri P. back in 5th. That's Casual Peach.
And they're off for the King's Plate. Inspire Force misses it. Sheer Delight also toward the back, being pumped up to make amends. So Don goes on to grab that lead. American Aviator is in close pursuit and pulling alongside. Just a neck separates them. Rainsville the Grey races along with Hail the Queen, Sunny T and Chippy out wide. Miniature Man and Abigail Abel right on the inside rail. A break back to Unspun. Sister and Treasure is racing next. Oil Machine making ground on the outside. Crown Chaser sandwich in between horses. Mark My Identity and the General team up. Wicked Cassie is racing toward the back of the field. Right there too, that Sheer Delight and Inspire Force in the red silks is last of the 15 as they have left the half mile and run toward the 7/16. So Don out in front setting the fractions, being chased by American Aviator who needs to find 3. A break of 3 back to Rainsville. Miniature Man is racing next along with Hail the Queen as they drive away now toward the final 5/16. They've got to catch the fleet-footed Don out in front. Rainsville the Grey the closest pursuer as they come thundering into the lane. American Aviator is running flat-footed in the center of the track, asked to make ground on the outside. That's Mark My Identity, but it is Don in charge. Rainsville now creeping closer. Don drifting just off a true line, but straightened out now. Here is Rainsville trying to close the gap, but Don is in full flight inside the final 16th. It is Don in charge, large and in charge. Don will take it under Radish Roman. Rainsville just second over Mark My Identity, then Inspire Force Unspun is 5th.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.